For the crowd gathered on this hilltop, it feels like history is repeating itself. Below them, an Israeli military digger has been demolishing houses inside the Nur Shams camp on the outskirts of the city of Tulkarem. Their grandparents came here as refugees, forced from their homes by Israel's creation and the war which followed. Initially just tents, the camp grew into a bustling urban neighborhood, only for a new generation to be displaced now. The entire camp is deserted, residents living with relatives or renting apartments.
Very crazy situation there.
Also watching on is English student Waleed.
This is my house.
He's seen frequent shorter raids before.
This is the big one.
But nothing like this.
And what do you think? You'll be able to go back?
I don't know. This is the very sensitive question for me, man. They are still there for 1 month. They are still there.
As we talk, Israeli soldiers move towards the hill.
Soldiers. Yes.
The soldiers?
A warning shot rings out. The crowd quickly disperses. Later, from what's left of the road below, we get a glimpse of the destruction that's been wrought.
Well, this is the edge of the camp, and it's pretty much as close as we can get. We've even been warned not to get out of the car here because there are still Israeli soldiers positioned inside. But you can see the road has been completely torn up, and many of these homes and shops have their entire fronts ripped off.
The Israeli army says it's dismantling terrorist infrastructure and ensuring its troops can operate securely. The refugee camps have been home to armed groups, linked to attacks on Israeli soldiers and civilians. This unprecedented army operation, expelling residents from multiple refugee camps, has been led by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He was photographed sitting inside a Palestinian home taken over by the military in Tulkarem. We arrive at the apartment block just hours after soldiers have withdrawn. As residents return, the apartments have been trashed. Pro-Israeli graffiti sprayed on the walls. Household appliances ripped apart. Upstairs, the puerile behavior of the Israeli soldiers is clear to see and to smell.
Is it dirt or is poo?
It's so disgusting, honestly, to see that.
Israeli soldiers have piled the children's clothes around the toilet. Faeces are all over the floor.
Here he says it's a flood.
On the door, in Hebrew, they've written, flooded.
It must make you so angry.
Yes, we are angry. We can't do nothing, honestly. Okay, we came here, we could sleep, okay, but why you make it like this? Just, it's a punish.
A punishment for what?
For just being here in Palestine.
Outside the block, a massive pile of rubbish and personal belongings hurled down by the soldiers. On the top floor, the flat Prime Minister Netanyahu visited.
That's Netanyahu. He's sitting there, basically. Right?
Yes.
That's him.
Israel has overall control of the West Bank. But urban areas like this are administered by Palestinian officials. Now, far-right Israeli politicians want to go further and fully annex the entire territory. We travel across the West Bank, passing signs of increasing Israeli dominance. Dozens of new checkpoints have been erected in recent weeks. The landscape is dotted with settlements, considered illegal internationally, eating into an area intended to be the heart of a Palestinian state. Record numbers of settler homes are being approved here. The settlers are now more violent and more powerful than ever before. With allies in the heart of government, extremists attack Palestinian properties with near impunity. This was the small community of Tabor. After the Hamas October the 7th attacks, residents say settlers forced them out. The Jafre family is now living just across the valley, and next to the ruins of their old homes, a new settler outpost. The Jafres were proud of their homes, but they were built without Israeli permission, because that permission is hardly ever granted. They say they were fighting a demolition order in court when radical settlers bulldozed the community.